Stop sharing my screen now. Perfect. So, welcome everybody. I think everything is working on here. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear my audio. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Um, so, to begin with, I'm Eric Guriel. I'm the National Chapters Manager here at SACNAS. Um, Happy to have you all here. Super excited for the conference. Super happy that you're able to join us. Um, so basically, I just wanted to give you an overview of what we're going to do during this networking session. Really, the main purpose of this networking session is for you all to be able to connect with each other. So I'm going to just go over a few things for a couple of minutes. But really, the main portion of this session is I will be breaking you all up into smaller breakout rooms. And during that time, you'll actually be able to connect directly with members that are already in this networking session. So before I begin, I do want to start off with a land acknowledgement. So I want to acknowledge and honor the original inhabitants of our various regions. Land acknowledgements serve as a first step towards reconciliation because they acknowledge that we live and work on unceded indigenous land. At the same time, land acknowledgements honor the rich culture of the indigenous people and remind us that that land is sacred. Let's take a moment to honor the ancestral grounds that we are collectively gathered upon and support the resilience and strengths of all indigenous people that all indigenous people have shown worldwide. I would like to acknowledge that I work on the land that is traditionally unceded territory of the Muwekma, Ohlone, and Temian Nation people that inhabited California before the founding of the state and that continue to live on these lands. Thank you. Awesome. So with that being said, again, we're going to be doing breakout sessions. Let me just share my screen again. Here we go. But before we begin that, for those of you who have joined us at previous SACNAS conference, you may know that historically we've done the chapter awards recognition as part of this reception. This year we actually had the reception as a separate event. And if you weren't able to join us there, it was recorded on YouTube, which I know will be available to all attendees soon. But I just wanted to take a quick moment to congratulate our chapters from Brown University, University of Texas Southwestern's SACNAS chapter, the Genentech Professional chapter, New York University, the University of Puerto Rico Calle, University of Utah, and our Yale University SACNAS chapter. So definitely use those emojis to show love to those chapters. Again, I just wanted to briefly mention those because it's always really important to share the work that our chapters are doing. So now to transition into the main purpose of our session here is I will be breaking you all up into smaller breakout rooms. Overall, I think we're going to be doing 3 different sessions, each of them being 15 minutes. So before I send you there, I have some suggested talking points that you can talk about in your smaller groups. You don't have to just talk about this. You're encouraged to talk about really anything. This is your time. But I just wanted to share a few suggested talking points. I'll leave this up for a moment before I actually break you out into rooms. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, if you want to take a picture with your phone. Oh, sorry. Somebody says I can't see. Let me try sharing again. Let me know if you can, again, use the thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, cool. I see most people can see it. If you're still having issues seeing this shared screen, just try refreshing your browser and that usually will solve the issue. So again, I'll give it another moment before I assign you all into groups, but again, I will put you in a breakout room for 15 minutes. And at that point, I'll call you all back to the room. And then I'll randomize it again so that you have the opportunity to join another group with separate folks. So with that being said, let me start this here. And again, if actually before I send you off to your breakout rooms, if for whatever reason, like when you come back, you should see a timer on your screen. But if you're having issues again coming back to it, again, please just refresh your browser, and that's usually solves the majority of the issues. All right, perfect. Let's do this. All right, see you in 15.
Hello.
Are people still in the main room?
Yeah, I didn't get a invite. I don't know where that's supposed to be at.
Okay, let me, yeah, my screen is kind of refreshing here, so let me try this again. Main room. I think the breakout session started, but it seems like some of us are still on here.
We're still here. It said that I was in the meeting in another tab, but I actually was not. So I don't know what happened.
Do we have a lot of folks on here? Maybe do the thumbs up. I know it was having an issue for me when I first assigned it, and then it just kind of started. So I think it didn't send everybody away. But I do want to invite folks that are still in this main room. Let's just utilize this as a breakout room.
Great.
So again, feel free to invite yourselves. And the two other things I had on that list were just, what do you look forward to getting out of the conference for your career? And also, if you're part of a chapter, what do you look forward to the conference to help your chapter? And I see your message.
So we're just going to stay in this room now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. I think for the remainder of these, like it says 11 minutes that I have on here, once I bring back everybody from their individual breakout rooms, we'll do this again. And then that way you'll be mixed up with other folks.
Okay, that sounds good. Hi, everyone. My name is Brian Castellano. I use they, them, their pronouns. If you're in this room and had some breakout room issues, feel free to turn on your camera and audio here. I'd love to meet other people. Hi, Eric. Great to see you again. I am now at Stanford, but previously I was at San Jose State, at UC Berkeley, and then Genentech, leading chapters there. And now I'm in a new role at Stanford, leading some training and diversity programs in our ChemH Institute, which is an interdisciplinary institute that basically takes chemistry, engineering, and medicine and pushes things towards human health. So really taking the research that's in academia and really trying to set up an infrastructure to push it towards clinical trials and towards finding therapeutics. And yeah, I'm really excited that I was able to land a position that utilizes my scientific background as well as my DEI outreach to do it full time. And for the been part of SOCNA since 2010. And so I'm really excited to see the growing community and meet you all. And so if there are people that are interested in post-bac programs, PhD programs, postdocs at Stanford, Or if you're interested in becoming faculty, I could discuss the different options we have within our institute. But I can open it up to someone else, whoever has the courage to go off of mute first.
I'm
Hi, Beverly.
Hi, I'm Beverly Turner, and I am the undergraduate programs manager at UCLA in the Institute for Quantitative and Computational Biosciences. And I'm just overwhelmed with happiness to be here at SACNAS. This is my second time, and it's been, not in person, but this is still amazing. And I'm very, very committed to making sure that students in our community are prepared for their careers in sciences. That's my commitment. I was the I was the associate director at Harvard Medical School, where I used to recruit minorities, Native Americans, African Americans, Mexican American, those communities. And it's just really, really important, to be able to have preparation. And so if anyone, I love to connect with all of the chapters, not just the chapters in Los Angeles, but all of the chapters. If you have any students that, or if you are students yourselves, want to connect with me and gain access to some of the research opportunities we have for students, I'm here to talk and help in any way I can. So I'll put my name, I guess, or whatever in the chat room, so you guys can contact me. But I'd love to connect. I really want to make sure all students know, because so many times our students don't know that research opportunities are important. Connections are important. Exposure to different avenues are important. So we have to make sure our students are getting access to this, because we can talk about it, but if you don't have someone from the inside helping you understand, what really happens on these applications, what are people really looking for? And so I actually, last year we had 7% of our population was first generation, and this year it was 27%. So I have been able to get out there and provide workshops to go over the application with students. So we go over question by question. And I want to offer that to the students in SACNAS. I want to make sure that word is spread around so you can get as much help as you need. So please, I'll put my stuff my information in the chat, and please come talk to me, and I'll set up a meeting with you or your students whenever you'd like. Thank you.
It's so amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Beverly.
Sure.
Who would like to go next? I think we have like 7 minutes left in this breakout session.
I'll go. Hi, everyone. My name is Jordan, and I go to Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, and I'm the current president of our SACNAS chapter here. This is my first time at this conference, so I really like it. It's definitely the best online conference I've attended thus far, given, I've only really been attending online conferences since the start of COVID. But I am in my undergraduate right now, like I said, and I hope to be getting my, master's degree starting next fall. But I will be doing a post-bac here, and I work in like evolutionary biology type studies. So that's kind of, about me. I'm just here to connect, network with you guys. I'll definitely be reaching out to you, Beverly, and hopefully talking with you guys more on how we can grow and connect with our chapters. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
I guess it's my turn. My name is Nazifa, and I go to College of Worcester in Ohio. I'm in my undergrad, and as Jordan said, it's my first time to attending conferences too, and I'm really looking forward to connect and network and maybe get a mentor too.
Exciting. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I think as you'll the conference, we'll welcome both of you too for the first time at the SACNAS conference. Really, this conference is really student oriented. People are really here to connect with you, help you out. As Beverly mentioned, there's a lot of resources available from her and other exhibitors here at the conference. Brian also shared the story that he's been able to connect with other chapters, and yeah, I just invite you all to take advantage of this time. Use the attendee directory to connect with folks. Use the exhibitors to just find out about other institutions. I think Beverly mentioned about really that interest of wanting to connect with other chapters, not just necessarily local to you. So I think one great opportunity to do that is by looking at the different institutions on the exhibitor list. If you're interested in seeing if they have a chapter, or you just want to learn more about that particular institution, feel free to connect with them. And again, utilize this time. Conversations with scientists is also a really great time to find out more information about professionals that are here to mentor students in your respective fields. I know we always have ecology and evolution room, so I think that's always a really popular one. So definitely make sure to check that out on the agenda. And yeah, you're really in a great place to meet new folks that are really here to help you. I see Bill from NSA. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself if you'd like to. I think we have like 3 more minutes before we.
Sure,
yeah.
let's see if my camera comes on.
We don't see you, Bill, but we hear you.
Okay. It's probably better to hear me.
There you go.
So I'm from NSA, I'm from National Security Agency. This is my third SOCNAS. I was fortunate enough to, my first one was in Honolulu. That's the one to be at. We've been involved with SOCNAS for some number of years. I forget how many, 19 at least, because we're looking to diversify our population. Our director keeps saying that we have to make the agency look like America, since we work for America and we're an asset to America, so we want the American assets to work for us. So I've been at the for longer than probably most of you have been alive, 37 years. I'm a mathematician. I've been in math research for 34 of those years. And so we're always looking for people who think differently, who think creatively, who think outside the box, and we're willing to help on some very important or some very interesting problems. And even if you don't think you can, you think NSA is the place for you, it's we have all different types of people and all different types of problems and all different types of skill sets. We have 3 different booths down the exhibit hall or center or whatever we're calling it this year. So stop by and just chat. We have opportunities for undergraduates and summer hires and graduate students and full-time, and it's an interesting and fun place to work. We're just a bunch of crazy people who just want to do good.
Nice to meet you, Bill. Thank you for coming back to us. Yeah, I think we have like 30 seconds or so. I think the system will automatically bring everybody back to the main room. If for whatever reason you have any issues, I think the most common thing when we've tested for some reason, sometimes you'll just appear on the screen by yourself. If you do get that, just refresh your browser. That usually solves it. But yeah, once we get everybody back in here, we'll just give it like a minute or so, and then we'll try to get and I'll randomly assign you all to new rooms. So basically same prompts, but you'll just have the opportunity to connect with other folks.
Thanks, Eric. This has really been great. It's such a warm, welcoming environment, especially with scientists. I don't know what other people think, but this is typically not the feel that you get when you're at a scientific conference. So I really enjoy it.
Nice, thank you.
You don't go to the right ones.
Okay. You're going to give me some pointers, Bill.
Go to the statistics conferences. We know how to have.
Okay.
Forgive me for my mic, but I was going to say the ecology conferences are quite fun, and usually
All right,
everyone's fairly drunk at about halfway through the day, so it's a good time.
So I'll give it another minute or so to see if we get everybody back from the breakout rooms. Yeah, I'm starting to see the numbers go up a little bit here. Hopefully you all didn't have too many issues with going into those breakout rooms. Okay, cool. I see a little bit more, few more folks in here. Again, I'll give it just another moment. Basically, what we'll be doing is I'll do this again. I'll do another 15-minute breakout session. I'll randomize it. The prompts will be the same. Really, it's just your opportunity to really get to connect with more folks. And again, if you do have any issues where, like, if you appear to just be in a room by yourself, hit refresh on the screen. That usually solves it. If for whatever reason it doesn't transition you to breakout room, I'll still be here in the main room. So if we have folks that weren't able to transition into those breakout rooms, we can utilize this main room as an additional breakout room. So yeah, okay. It looks like we do have everybody back now. So I'm going to go ahead and start this again for another 15 minutes. Okay, so it started. Hopefully you should all be slowly transitioning to breakout rooms.
How are we supposed to transition a breakout room?
Oh, so you should have received the message. I think if you didn't see it by now, it's probably gone, but don't worry. We can definitely utilize this space as an additional breakout room. Good to see you again, Beverly. I'm sorry that it probably didn't work again.
That's okay. I'll just meet all the new people that come to your
But at
room.
least we have new folks, which is,
Yeah.
I think, the important part.
Yes.
Hi, Ebony. Nice to see you.
Hello, nice to see you. Yeah, right when I was like hitting the breakout room, it just like everything was gone, and I was like, oh, I don't know what happened.
It's okay. We have this room as for this particular reason, so that we can still connect you with folks. If we do have anybody else that's in the room now, definitely we invite you to please turn on your camera. We'll utilize this as an additional breakout room. And again, at this point, I'll stop talking. This space is for y'all to connect with each other. Who would like to go?
I can go first. So I'm Ebony. I'm a first-year master's student at the University of Maryland in the entomology department. Yeah, so I don't know what else. And I guess for this conference, I'd like to network and look at potential PhD programs, because that's what I like to do next after this master's. Yeah.
Great.
Hey, Ebony.
My name is Carlos. I'm a second-year master's student at Berkeley in the Division of Environmental Sciences. And I think similarly, I just want to network, meet new people. This is my first ever SACMAS conference. So it's an interesting conference having it online. But I'm looking forward to everything that it can provide. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, that's great. Nice to meet you both, Ebony and Carlos. I'm Beverly Turner, and I'm the undergraduate programs manager at UCLA in the Institute of Quantitative and Computational Biosciences. And I'm here to just network and meet the students in the different chapters. I was telling Eric and I go way back to the last to the last breakout room that I couldn't get in, but yeah, I'm just here to sort of interact with students and make sure they're aware of opportunities, especially for research. It's really hard to get into research programs. It's very competitive, and by the time we're up there, and second and third year and fourth year, we didn't know this from the beginning. And so I'm the person that's like, I'm all about diversity and inclusion and making sure our students are prepared. So I want to make sure I'm connecting with all of the SOCNAS chapters so that they are aware of this opportunity. We run a summer program for undergrads, but also we have exceptional masters, like first and second year master's degree students. If you're not in a PhD program, you're still eligible for our program. And it's at UCLA, and we do accept students, and they do end up matriculating to the UCLA PhD program, all sorts of them, bioinformatics, ecology, all of them. And it's just a great opportunity to get access. It's 8 weeks, non-threatening, it's a learning experience. We want students from other universities. So the UCLA students are actually not our first priority. And so it's good to know. I want to sort of get that word out that we're looking for students from all over. And so I want to make sure that SOCNAS chapters are aware of that, And I don't know if there's a centralized place, Eric, where, you get, like, I would send my flyer or something to one place for SOCNAS, and then everybody gets it. I don't know how that works. Or
At this point, what I highly recommend is, if you have flyers like that, definitely share them on social media and tag SOCNAS. I think right now that's kind of the best and easiest way of doing it.
Yes, that's what I did. That's what I did last year. Yep, perfect.
What's it called, the program that you just mentioned?
The UCLA Bruins and Genomics. This is me. I'll put it in the chat. It's called Bruins and Genomics Undergraduate Research Program. Big summer. And I'll put that in the chat for you.
Hi, Efrain. Sorry, I just saw a message from Efrain on the chat. Definitely invite you to turn on your camera and join us on the screen.
Oh, there's Efrain.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Efrain Herena. Hi, Eric. Nice to see you again. I am an undergrad student at the Inter-American University of Puerto Rico, Guadilla campus. I'm also a SOCNAS president over there. And yeah, and I'm just here looking for graduate schools, internships, and make connections.
Oh, this is a perfect place.
Yeah.
I'm
very interested in the program that you just mentioned. So I'm gonna.
We've had some students from Puerto Rico too. So University of Puerto Rico, like last year was my first year working there, and so we were able to. We had a couple of students from Puerto Rico. So
nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can stop by. You guys can. I actually run run undergraduate the information workshops about the application. So if any of your SOCNAS chapters would like me to come, on Zoom, I can give you a workshop, and we'll just go over each question, and how to attack it, how to address it. So definitely contact me, if you want to set that up.
I will contact you then.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do it.
Yeah, I have just a real quick question. Is that program just for undergrad students, right?
No, actually, I was just telling Carlos and Ebony that we actually accept, on our website, it'll say you need to be a rising junior or senior, but we actually do accept first and second year master's degree students if they are not committed to a PhD program. Because our ultimate goal is we want you to come to UCLA for the PhD program. Like, that's the ultimate goal.
Okay, because I'm going to graduate now in December. I'm gonna apply to grad school. So I don't know if I'm eligible anymore, but I'm gonna talk to my members in our sub chapter and talk about the program and contact you. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. We have like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Sergio and Maria, I also want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, my name is Sergio, pronouns he, him, his, and I'm a second year graduate student here at Rutgers University. I'm looking forward to meeting as many people in the scientific community as possible, and yeah, definitely great to be here.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you, Sergio. Hi there. My name is Maria Ortiz. I am a second year PhD student at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And the things that I'm really excited about for this conference is that I recently became like the professional development chair for the SOCNAS chapter that we have here. And it's still quite small. And so I just want to like learn how to like what types of things to do in order to get more people that would like to join our group, as well as like undergrads and stuff like that. It's only really like biomedical graduate students currently. So we kind of want to like broaden up everything so it has people from all the different sciences, as well as like students, like undergrad students, and to try to reach out to like alumni that were a part of like the SOCNAS chapter in the past, so that we can kind of create this good networking trend, at least here for UNC. But yeah, that's what I'm really excited about.
Nice to meet you, Maria. Yeah, I would definitely mention, and I'll recap this at the end of this networking session. But tomorrow we do have a best practice session that I highly encourage you to attend. Just look it up on the agenda. It's the SACNAS students best practice. Basically, we'll have our chapter awardees from this year, students from those chapters. They'll be basically doing a panel and giving advice of just best practices in general. So highly encourage you to check that one out. And then I think I heard the most common thing from everybody here was really networking, right? So I definitely encourage you all to be proactive, utilize that attendee directory and just reach out to folks, either send them messages on there or schedule one-on-ones with them. Again, being proactive and looking at the different booths, right? So one, you can learn opportunities similar to the ones that Beverly's mentioned at her institution, but also you can just meet folks there and kind of just hear about different connections or networks that you can just learn and grow and increase your networks, right? Which is super exciting. Do we have anybody else in this room now that definitely encourage you to invite you to join on the screen? I think we have a little bit over 3 minutes left before we gather together with everybody.
Yes, I just joined a few minutes ago.
Welcome.
So hi, my name is Iman. So I'm currently an entering PhD student at Tufts University School of Medicine here in downtown Boston. So I was interested in, like, I heard what Maria was saying, and I'm exactly on that same boat. So we're trying to, three of us that come from different SACNAS chapters of other institutions are trying to come here and establish chapters. So we're trying to come up with ideas in order to gather people, to recruit people. So that was one of the ideas of joining this, and also meeting people from other SACNAS chapters around the country. So it's nice to meet you all.
That's great. How's the weather in Boston? I used to live there. I'm in Los Angeles now.
Actually, look at this. This is my view. This is downtown Boston. It's actually pretty crappy. It's very rainy, a bit cold. So
yes.
But yes, like as recent as 2-3 days ago, it was 70. So I couldn't complain. I couldn't complain by then, but today, yes, it's gonna be rainy and cold all this week.
Yeah, we finally got some rain here in Los Angeles too, so I can't brag and show you my palm trees today. But I do miss Boston. That's a great city. That's a great town. Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully, I actually stay connected this time. I was in another group, um, and I got kicked out because my audio and my video ended while
Oh
I was
no.
talking. But my name is Dylan. I go to Cal Poly Pomona. I'm an undergrad. I'm a senior, and my major is pure mathematics. I've really been looking for other math majors. A lot of science people. I've been trying to find where are my math people. I've been trying to find them all over the place. But I really want to join because I'm super interested in chapters because I'm not in one right now, but I wanted to learn more about what was going on. I know there's lots of connecting that goes on, and I kind of did that this past summer at an RU program at MSRI Up. I started doing a grad school prep meetings for my group members at MSRI Up, where I help them with NSF fellowships, what their application should look like, how they should apply to specific places, what to look for, not just look at ranking, look at diversity and within the school, find a mentor. And I even extended it to the general public on my website to see if other people needed some help with connecting and just really getting educated about higher education. So I wanted to come in here and learn about chapters and see what they were all about.
Awesome. Welcome, Dylan. One thing I recommend is we have conversations with scientists. I can't remember off the top of my head now. It's either Wednesday or Thursday, but they're usually broken up to different disciplines. I know we definitely have math rooms in there, so highly encourage you to attend that to try to connect with other mathematicians. Definitely check out the exhibits. Sometimes you'll have specific like math departments, so I encourage you to visit those, even if they're at institutions that you may not be interested in. I highly encourage you to still check them out, and really for the networks, right? Is you can talk to the folks there, and maybe they can connect you with other mathematicians at other institutions that you may be interested in. So don't just feel limited that if you see a school name and you're not interested in going there, don't limit yourself and saying like, oh, I'm not going to visit that book. It's always, you never know what you're going to find out when you visit different folks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ivan and Maria, do you have Twitter handles that I can sort of follow with you guys so that I can make sure you guys are
Yes, I
connected?
do. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay. Because that's one thing to sort of do that big, broad, generic email to everybody, and then like,
yeah,
if you don't know me, if you're not looking for my info, we're gonna get ignored. So okay, I'm gonna put it so it's got it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thanks for asking. Do you have a list, something to put the information, or this is how you guys are doing it? Well, you have our information on the Juno, right? So not sure some things, sometimes they have
Oh, there's Kate French. It's Boston. Oh, she's in Boston too.
welcome. I think we're starting to gather all of our folks from our various groups. Hopefully that was a little bit more smoother of a transition than the first time. I'll give it another minute before we do this one more time. Nice to see new folks. Oh, hi, then. Hey, Mary. Yeah, so I'll give it another minute just so that folks are all in here, because what I've learned is I need to wait for at least the majority of the folks to be here before I assign them, or else those few people won't get a room that's assigned to them. Okay, it looks like the numbers have stabilized here. So I will do this one more time. Again, we'll do a 15-minute breakout. I hope that this last ones have actually been randomized and that you haven't
I think Eric froze.
Yes, I was trying to figure out if that was just me or okay.
Oh, there we go.
Fresh. Is he back in business? Oh wait. Oh, now he's gone, I think.
Well, maybe it's just one large room.
Yeah, we could just do lightning introductions.
There you go.
Ah. I'm
Go ahead,
Beverly.
Brian.
Go ahead, Beth.
Beverly Turner from UCLA's undergraduate research programs. Happy to be here.
I could go next. My name is Brian Castellano. I use they, them, their pronouns. I am a scientific program manager for training and DEI at Stanford University in the ChemH Institute. And I could pass it over to Ivan.
Hi there. So my name is Ivan. I'm an entering PhD student at Tufts University School of Medicine in Boston. I'll pass on to Adan.
Hi, everyone. Adan Colon Carmona. I am a faculty member at the University of Massachusetts in Boston. I'm a faculty advisor for the chapter. I'll pass it on to Natalia.
Hi, I'm Natalia Maldonado Vasquez, fifth year PhD student at UNC Chapel Hill and president of UNC FACNAS. Oh, sorry, I'll pass it to Roy.
I'm Roy Roberts. I'm the treasurer at the TMUCC chapter. I'm a second-year master's student, and I've been trying to find ways to, I guess, run general meetings and stuff since we've started rebuilding our chapter since it going dormant in COVID. So if anybody has any advice in how they do their SACNAS stuff, then I appreciate it.
I can go next. Hi, Sandra. I'm not sure if you remember me, but saw you on here. Glad to see you here. But so this is Belle. My name's Andrea de la Torre, and I'm the president of the University of Oklahoma chapter. I'm a senior, so yeah. Also would look forward to get some feedback on membership, as we are also our chapter's fairly new, and we're trying to get that momentum. Go next. My name is Taylor, and I'm studying here at the Northern Arizona University. I'm the treasurer for our SACNAS chapter, and we are fairly new. We started this semester, actually, so we didn't have to transition from online to in-person. We're trying to get some advice, see what new things we can bring to our chapter, and go from there. It's a pleasure to see everyone's smiles.
Go next. I'm Kate French from Boston Children's Hospital. I'm actually a recruiter there, so if anyone is interested in learning more about employment opportunities at Boston Children's, feel free to, say hi to me, stop by our booth. We also have representatives here from our FM Kirby Neurobiology Center. But we're also hoping to maybe start a SACNAS chapter at BCH as well. So I would love to hear any tips from anyone else here about how to go about getting that up and running.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, but there's
Okay.
feedback.
Just want to show it on their bio. Myself, I am student at the University of I am also with Natalia, the professional and outreach chair, our chapter. Let's see, we are currently having trouble with recruiting. We're hoping to gain more insight from how other people are able to get more students into their chapters. So yeah.
I can go next. My name is Nazifa, and I'm an undergrad at College of Worcester in Ohio. And this is my first time attending one of the Science conference, and I'm really looking forward to connect and network with all of you guys.
I'll jump in here. Yes, Andrea, I remember you, of course. Nice to see you. I'm Sandy Grasso. I'm from Boston University. This is my third SACNAS conference, and excited to be here. I came to this session specifically because we would like to start a SACNAS chapter at BU, and I know there's some regional activity between universities in Boston. So I'd like to know more about that and to need some help getting things set up. And it's so good to see everyone here.
Let me go next.
Next.
Hi, my name is Denise. I'm a first generation student for Portland State University. I'm doing health science training. This is for my bachelor's. And I'm also a trainee for biomedical research at OSSU. Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm a parent of 2 kids. And I consider myself ultra mix, you know, when I come with all kinds of racial backgrounds. Born in Venezuela and raised in Spain and traveled to 20 different countries. And well, I would really like to study biomedical research, but with the field of midwifery, because I'm also a birth coach trainee. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, awesome. Sometimes my mic has been working and other times it has not, so not entirely sure. I think they went to breakout sessions, but for some reason I wasn't set to one, so maybe you too?
Yeah, we've just been doing a giant breakout session.
I don't think I can hear you.
I can.
Oh, you're muted.
I think we just decided to introduce ourselves and do a huge group on here because I think Eric's power went out. He said in the chat. Can you hear me? Oh, we lost her.
Yes, I can hear.
Anyone else want to introduce themselves? Yoselin, I see you're here and you have not introduced yourself yet.
I knew you were going to do that. I was like, I'm waiting for Brian to call me out because he always does it every single time. So thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Yoselin Ortiz. I am coming to you from the Genentech professional chapter in the SF Bay area. And I've been part of, just working with SACNAS for, I don't know, maybe close to 6-7 years now. And I met Brian through this organization and some really great lifelong friends. So I owe a lot, I think, to this organization and this community. And so I'm here mostly, I think, to network and to help answer questions about our company and also to just, spread the love about everything that is wonderful about this community. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. Maybe I'll jump in. This is Mary Munson. I'm the faculty advisor for the student SACNAS chapter at our institution, which is the University of Massachusetts Chan Medical School, which is in Worcester, Massachusetts. We're about an hour outside of Boston, so we do a lot of regional activities with the Boston groups. I'm happy to see you all here.
I'll go next.
Here? Oh.
Sorry, does someone have a question? All right. I'm from John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York City. This is my first SACNAS, and we don't actually have a chapter at my college. So I'm interested in, it's nice meeting you all, and I'm interested in connecting with people who are in the ecology field and also marine biology, if anyone knows anyone. Nice seeing you.
Ecologists. I'm Rob Ramos. I'm the chapter president here at the University of Kansas. No, we have marine biologists. We just don't have access to the ocean. And I'm a fifth-year PhD student. And yeah, our chapter has transitioned from being a very active in-person chapter doing lots of events to not knowing what to do with ourselves during COVID times. So we're just here. I'm just here to kind of see what people are up to and how they're kind of keeping moving in these very strange times.
So I haven't weighed in yet. First, I wanted to say thank you to Brian for stepping in when the leadership had a power failure. So making this happen, that's great. Thank you for doing that. And I am also from an institution without a chapter, and I came here seeking advice on how to get this whole thing rolling. And so Brian's been throwing a whole bunch of advice on how to get things rolling and keep things rolling out into the chat. So again, I want to thank you for that also. And also just solicit advice from anybody who's recently started a chapter, looking to start a chapter, or getting one keeping rolling. How do we do that? And how do you suggest a new chapter make it happen? Start a chapter.
I think someone should answer Tag's question about how to start one.
Hello.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, sorry, I think hopefully you all can hear me.
Eric, you're
I've been
muted.
listening to some of it.
Oh. We hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try again. I think I heard some great conversations. Thank you all for being flexible and continuing this great conversation. I think common things that I heard was information on how to start it.
Eric, I think your connection is bad.
Definitely, I'll share that to folks that connected, but definitely reach out to me in the
Okay,
Did he
we
just
lost
drop?
him again.
Yep.
Yeah. Northern California weather.
Yes, it is storming here right now. Except it is a beautiful day here in San Francisco. I would say, yeah, there is a link on the website. I posted it in the chat about starting a chapter. It looks like that they were due in August of this year. But I'm sure if you reach out to Eric, Eric will be able to help you. I think his email is like eric@socnus.org. Or I could look that up also right now. And yeah, really, I think if you're going to start a chapter, I would say try to get institutional support. I mentioned this in the breakout room, especially with things that happened last summer with Black Lives Matter really taking hold and a lot of institutions saying and releasing diversity statements. This is the time to really put the pressure on our institutions to get systemic things in place. And starting a chapter is a great way to help do diversity work within your institution. Also part of that pressure, if you feel so bold, is also to ask for, a yearly budget from your institution, because, right, what we're tired now in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space is a lot of lip service. And so we really want actionable items. And if you as an institution are grad students, undergrads, professionals, advisors, faculty members, you're going to do a lot of this work, unfortunately, for free. And so you want to know that your institution supports you. And one of those great ways that they could do that is by, giving you a budget. And you could have discussions with them about, what are the goals for the chapter? What are realistic goals in terms of short term? And that could be about building the community within your university or your institution. And then it could be long term, right? Like, okay, what are 5-10-year goals for our chapter? It could be the growth of the chapter. It could be engagement with external community, increase of applicants to your various programs. You could push for hiring diverse faculty members, right? There's a huge drop off of diverse faculty. You have a lot of diverse undergrads. And then as we go into the career path, there's a huge drop off at each stage. And part of it is that there's no representation in leadership. So you could also talk about putting pressure on, hiring diverse faculty into the professoriate at your institution, or or promoting faculty members in higher leadership roles within the institution. So you have that representation for diverse students to see themselves in these leadership spaces. And so those are some of the tips, as well as things I put already in the chat. But really trying to get that institutional support should be really important for you to show that your university really cares about this, and that hopefully in some way you'll be able to have a budget. Sandra had great advice previously in our breakout room that if they aren't going to just give you, $1,000 every semester or every academic year, then ask for things specifically, like asking like, oh, can you provide beverage like coffee and desserts, at this mixer that we're going to do? Because potentially transferring or refunding money could be difficult, but maybe on the back end, it might be easier for them to provide, food and desserts. You could also reach out to faculty members and just have them sponsor things personally. We had some faculty members at UC Berkeley where I was a chapter lead, where they're like, oh, I don't have any grants to support this, but if it's $100, the faculty member was like, oh, I'm happy to, give you $100 to help support this event. And so I think really having a successful chapter is really being creative and really positioning yourself to show that you have value to your institution, as well as reaching out to your community so that all of the events that you're doing are things that your community wants to do. And that way you'll have people engaged in those events, not only in terms of attendance, but also in terms of getting people to be involved as a board member or part of leadership. Because it gets really hard to have board or chapter members. And so you want to be sure you engage with them and say, okay, here is what we have planned for this year. And it could be, grad school panels, fellowship writing panels, inviting a guest speaker, but then be sure to reach out and ask, is there anything else that you as chapter members or community members want to do? And maybe someone there is like, oh, I really want to reach out, and go to the local powwow and have a table where we could do science experiments with the kids who are performing at the powwow, right? Great, that's something you want to do. Do you have the bandwidth, and get a small working group to do that? And that way you could have a really diverse group types of events for your chapter, and hopefully that will help gain more traction for your chapter for sustainability. And then the last thing I'll say, I know I've taken a lot of airtime, is transition of leadership could be really hard. A lot of times when a chapter leaders leave and graduate, which happens because we were students, you want to make sure that the leadership that is going to come in has worked with the current leadership for at least a year. And so kind of similar to the president and president-elect of the SOCNUS organization, the president-elect is voted on and then has 1 year as president-elect while the current president is, doing their job and really being engaged in those conversations, so that things like budgets, things like having the treasurer, the different types of events, how do you have RSVP forms, or who do you contact for booking a room reservation? Who are the admins that you need to know? That knowledge transfer will occur before that leader leaves to their next career journey. And if you're able to get that succession planning done really well, hopefully things will move forward. I hopefully did that well for Yoselin, who has taken over the Genentech chapter after I left a few months ago. And I tried to do that, but that's the thing I will emphasize, and what I've found in other chapters in the past that have died that I was a part of, was that succession planning was not thought of until you leave. And then once you leave, you're just too busy at your next institution to really help engage with your past institution. So do that before you leave. And I'm happy to answer more questions or have other people introduce themselves. I've taken a lot of airtime at this networking event.
I put some other tips in the chat.
I'd just like to comment on all of that, Brian. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to hear, your experience and the advice you have to offer. I mean, this is the great, this is what's great about attending conferences, I should say, is you get free advice. So with that said, I just want to say thank you. You guys are all amazing, and it's so nice to connect with you and know that there's support out there.
Yeah, it was great to meet everyone. I think this session's supposed to end at 2:00. And thank you, Taylor, for the kind words. I think there's some other events going on right now as well, but I'm also happy to stick around for a few more minutes and either hear other people or answer any other questions.
Well, I just wanted to put in a last plug for our research opportunities and to sort of connect with some of those faculty advisors. If you have any students, if you'd like to connect with me, please do so. I have a research opportunity here at UCLA for the summer, and it's our primary focus is outside of UCLA for undergraduate students interested in biomedical and you know, bioinformatics. And so that summer program is 8 weeks, and we'd love to connect with our other SOCNAS chapters outside of UCLA as well. So if you have, you know, I was telling the other groups that I give information sessions on how to sort of connect and approach the application. A lot of times our students don't have that sort of background and exposure on actually how to sort of position themselves to answer those questions based on what programs are looking for. So I'd love to be that resource. So please do, you know, connect if you want to spread the word for us. That'd be great. It's all about exposure, you know.
Before you all leave, I'd like to also mention that you're welcome to contact me. I'm on the board of directors and I'm on the subcommittee chapter subcommittee. Sandra Jean. I'm also one of the organizers of the New England Regional Conferences here. So you're welcome to contact me if you want to get involved in organizing the next one. The next one is at Brown University. Good to see everybody. I'm going to head on to the next event.
Nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you all. Bye, everyone.
Bye.